morning everybody, and welcome to another vlog. Thank you ever so much for joining me. I have to thank I Wonder Photography on Instagram for pointing out this location. We've come up one of the many logging roads on the island here, and we've basically come down to a little creek here, and there's supposedly a nice little waterfall here. So Paul and I are going to do a bit of exploration. I can hear the water, so I don't think it's very far off of the logging road. So hopefully we'll get a couple of nice little shots of waterfalls today. So here's the creek. I guess somehow we have to find our way down. Not really sure which side to go on. Any thoughts, Paul?
I'm scared! It looks pretty steep down there, eh? So we'll have to find some way of getting down without falling in the stream.
Well, let's try the right side and see where that takes us. Looks like a bit of a bushwhack.
I'm always in for you. Always in.
Okay, not to be a drama queen, but some of this looks a bit sketchy. I always say this, have to remind myself that no photograph is worth risking life and limb. So usually I go for something that's quite comfortable. I think this will be okay. There's a little steep bit right in front of me that Paul's going to tackle, and if he falls, then I know it's not safe enough. How was it, Paul? Oh, I'm scared, Paul. Nothing like doing it with wellies on.
Climbing down cliffs in wellies.
Nothing like it.
Come on, old fella. Oh, look at this. This is a master at work.
Fuck off. I'm not quite as nimble as I used to be. How embarrassing.
It's sketchy, this stuff. It's
Well,
really sketchy.
I think one of the problems around here is there's massive logs just because they've logged this area, and you can see in front of me massive logs, and they're just teetering on the edge here. So those are the dangerous things. But it's quite pretty in here. Very messy so far, but we'll see what we can find. Well, as you can see, it's not a bad looking waterfall, but the bottom of it is it's pretty messy. I don't know as if I can make anything out of that. I could concentrate on the top section, I guess, but then it needs something to put it into context of where the location is. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of that. It's huge. So we decided to come back up because we just couldn't get down the gorge there, and we've come back up on top of the hill, walking across, and we can kind of see where we want to be. But right now I'm standing on a cliff that's probably a couple of 100 feet tall. All right, well, I guess that was more of an exploration than anything. We found the waterfalls or some really nice looking waterfalls, but getting down to them, just couldn't find a way. I'm sure there is a way. Well, there's always a way. I'm not prepared to get the climbing ropes out though and rappel down. The images aren't that important to me. Anyway, guess we'll have to go and find something else to photograph now. I think Paul and I feel a little bit dejected. Right, in the last few videos you may have noticed that I've been driving around in a blue Toyota Tacoma. Yes, I have purchased a new vehicle. Well, new to me, it's actually a used vehicle. I wasn't planning on buying a vehicle at this moment. I can't really afford it, but I've pretty much lost all confidence in my van. I'm just tired of breaking down in the middle of nowhere, paying high prices to get it fixed, and parts are getting really hard to find as well. As much as I love this van, it is really old. It's a 1995. It's almost as old as I am, and it's great. It's a great vehicle to camp in. The Toyota, I will have to camperize it, and of course that's going to cost more money that I don't really have. But as an incentive for someone to purchase my van, I don't know if you guys have been watching Nigel's van conversion videos lately, but I watched one recently where he put in this very large print to inspire those who are driving his van. But I've gone one step further. Lexar, who make the cards for cameras, have sent me the Pixar frame. Now you're kind of thinking, well, those have been out for an awful long time, and that's true, they have been out for a long time. I think my parents have had one of these for the last 20 years, I think. But you know what, they're a great way to display your photographs. Like, I'm really lucky because I'm a YouTuber. I get to show you my images, or an audience images, in videos, also in printed books and such. I do presentations, so I get to show my images. But for most people, or amateurs, you don't get to show your pictures that often, and 9 times out of 10, most people aren't going to sit behind your computer while you show them images. One of the great ways to display your images is actually by just printing a one-off book. That's a great way, and I've done that in the past for friends. Or something like this, where you can upload a number of images from a recent trip, or whatever strikes your fancy. The nice thing about this frame though is that you can upload them directly from your phone. So you download the Frameo app, and you can just download the images straight to the frame. If you have friends or family that want to upload images to this as well, you just send them a code and they can upload directly to the frame as well. So it's really handy for that. You may have noticed it shows the weather and time as well. You can either display that, or you can get rid of that in the options in the frame. It is a touch screen, so a lot of the adjustments you can make directly on the frame. You don't have to go through an app. It does have 32 gigabytes of internal storage that can be upgraded to 1 terabit via an SD card. So with that much storage, you can upload a ton of JPEGs, PNGs, WebP, HEICs, and more. I thought it might be kind of fun to just hang this in my van, kind of like Nigel's print, except this is a rotating slideshow. Maybe incentivize someone to actually purchase my van. What do you guys think? Obviously it does have little holes in the back here, so you can hang it on a wall, or it has this magnetic holder here, so you can just put it on a shelf. You can upload images with an SD card at the back. Also has a USB-A slot and a USB-C. It doesn't run on batteries, you have to have it plugged in. You can also play short videos on this as well, and I think it does have sound. Yeah, what do you think? I think that might look really cool hanging on the wall. I think that will really help sell this vehicle. be a good selling feature. You may have noticed the image on the front is from my recent book, Land and Light. So currently I have a selection of images from my new book that I can play as a presentation. So with each image I can have them displayed for 1 second per image, all the way up to 24 hours per image, and you just access that via the options menu. So while we're on the subject, why don't I just tell you that for those of you that have purchased my book or pre-purchased, I finally have all of the copies. Thank you ever so much for your support. I really appreciate all the pre-orders. It did eventually raise enough money to get these printed. Now all I have to do is sell enough so that I can pay for my new truck and eventually a camper on the back, so I can continue these adventures and these videos. So this is the regular version. It turned out better than expected, and I'm not just saying that because it's my book. It really did. The print quality is just superb. Jerry at Mountain Trail Press did an absolute awesome job, so thank you, Jerry, for that. Regular edition, and also the collector's edition, which is the same book, except it comes in a beautiful slipcase, has a nice photograph on the front, and I'm sending these out with a print as well. So if you are interested in purchasing one of these, make a great Christmas gift. Be sure to order one before around the 10th of December, and you should receive it before Christmas. Like I said, I'm a one-man show. I am sending the books out slowly. Some of you have probably already received them. Some of them are on the way. Unfortunately, the timing is a little bit awkward because in a couple of days I'm actually leaving for Scotland for 3 weeks. So there will be a delay in my sending the books out. But rest assured, you should get your book before Christmas. All right, well, the Waterfalls didn't work out so well. So we've come back to my hometown, and we've just come down to the local beach, see if we can get some stuff down here. There's lots of neat rock patterns. It's quite cloudy today, so no grand landscapes, but lots of other things to photograph. So we'll try our luck here and see if we can come up with at least 1 or 2 shots for today's session. I did have a little bit of trouble finding a composition, but I think I found something that I quite like it. It almost looked like a grand landscape. The layers were kind of formed by the different colors in the folds of the rock. So that's kind of a neat concept. We'll see how it works out. This photograph here I'm working on right now, very long exposure, 4 minutes. I've never done anything longer than a minute, so I thought I'd give a 4-minute exposure a try. To be honest with you, I don't think there'll be a huge amount of difference, but it's interesting to try out these things every now and then. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to give us the old thumbs up if you did. And also, if you'd like to support my channel in other ways, be sure to head on over to my website where I have my new book, Land and Light, and hats, and of course, prints. All right, guys, until next time, bye-bye.